Okay, hello back. My web browser crashed, and then I tried to resume the previous Hangout, which totally didn't work, so I made a new one. Blame it on Chrome, it went haywire for no apparent reason, so now I have to turn the screen share. Yep, off we go with the screen share. Now, I can actually undo the changes. This is the icon which we start, so I can actually start redoing. So I first look the fog shadow, then make this angle a bit less angular. So I then deleted the main shadow, and then I moved up to the bottom. Totally didn't work, so I made a new one. Yep, I was starting to hearing myself, which was kind of stupid. And now I moved up to the top with this lovely tool. Then I started recoloring. Then I tweaked this segment to look like this one on the sketch, and it was one major process of tweaking. Then I made a triangle, and that's where I left off. So how I created the triangle, that's basically the hard part. So I can actually delete that one and recreate it again. You need the Bezier tool. You need to draw from pixel to pixel, like a pixel here, and one here, and one here, and then you connect the triangle. You activate the view, you deactivate the stroke, you go back to the view, you make it 40% back. And that's basically it. Now we can do some recoloring, I guess. We can make that a bit oranger. Wow, blimey, that's way too orange. Like this, for example. And we can tweak this color a bit. Like this. And basically, that pretty much concludes this icon. Now, the last thing we need to do is add a shadow. So we select all the symbol layer, Control plus A. Then we press Control plus D. Then we do Object Group. Then we do Fill. We do it 10% black. Then we move it for the circle icon on 1 pixel to the right for the x-axis, so 14, and 1 pixel to the bottom for the y-axis, so 11 minus 1 makes 10. And then you move that to the bottom with the move. And that's the new preferences desktop lookout. Yep. We save that, we go here, and then you realize your colors actually suck. Like this. And then you go back here, you open that with GIMP, and I'm totally using the development version to make that this, and then you steal your previous colors. Yep, just like this. Because I'm not going to do live coloring, which actually takes eons, and I'm not going to teach you color theory here. I guess we can lighten that a bit. Then we're going to steal this color. And that pretty much concludes this icon. Now, as you can see at this size, you might not actually see the triangle. So you may want to do that like bigger. like this. Then you have to delete the shadow and move all the dots like with the edit paths to, and then you move that to, and then you can move that if you want, but I'm not going to move it for now at least. Then you have to do this in order to center it in the by the Y. Yeah, I actually have little bit of issues with reading the Latin alphabet the English way. Most likely really read it like a German, so you can do this, save this, and now you can see the triangle is actually better visible. You can tweak the opacity, and that's my RSC, or like I call it IRC. You can move that, as you can see, that's 1, 2, 3 pixels. You can move that 3 pixels. You can center that. And that's pretty much how it will actually stay, unless I want to make that a bit darker, like this. Yep, I'm fairly happy with this result. So now I'm going to duplicate that Control plus A, Control plus D, object group, which is Control plus G, make that 10%, move it to where I want. And that's pretty much it. And this icon is actually down. Oh, I accidentally almost opened another icon. Now we're going to redo some more icons. Not that I know which one I'm going to redo, but I'm going to redo at least one more. Numix icon team circle, Numix circle, 48 apps. I guess I can turn the webcam on. Yep. Have to disable the screen share. And yep, you should now be able to see me. Yep, at least I can see myself. And now we pick an icon which we are going to redo. And I have no idea which one it's going to be. Like, really, no idea. Yep, sorry, but one does have to fit. Or like the Wraith said, all living things must eat. Oh, that was actually the Wraith Queen, but still. Now I'm searching for an icon to redo. No. And it's hot in here, but I guess a little bit of tea won't actually do much harm. Ah. Yep, this one will actually do. I guess this is a data which I know. I'm pretty sure that's the elementary screencast application. Now we are going to go in Dribble in order to find some inspiration. So I'm going in Dribble. I'm going to open Firefox in this case. just so I won't overload the poor Chrome, which might crash again and do some serious damage to this Hangout. And I'm totally in Dribble now, searching for icons, designs to be inspired or how to certain extent steal them. Well, I mean to certain extent, because you don't don't do 100% copycat. Never ever. You can add some details, make it better or different, but never ever do 100% copycat. It's just stupid. I love berries. And now I think I found a thing I actually enjoy. So now we're going to redo that in our Numix style. So I need to switch to my other webcam. Now, oh yep, I forgot to tell you something. Yep, where's my pen? Sorry, I need to find my pen. I'll be back in a minute or less. Oh, not this one. Yep, like I said, a pen. Like this, a special kind. Ubuntu pen. Which I actually can't really show because it actually mirrors the image, but as you can see, it's an Ubuntu pen, which has a long and tragic history of two Italians that started to steal pen in Copenhagen, but that's a totally different story. Yeah, I have to label that. And as you can see, it's actually now, no, you can't see that, it's actually labeled to remember that this icon is for that particular application. Now we're going to redo the ADAT icon. And just for the sake of it, I'm going to redo the ADAT icon in Square. And for the next week, I'm going to elaborate on the difference between the square preset and the circle preset and the hexagon preset and stuff like this. So we're now going back to sketching. I'll need some less of a sharp pencil like this one. Now, where the hell was my... Yep, I found it. I really didn't need to swear, but yeah, screw it. Oh, the irony. Huh? Now we're going to create a lovely rectangle. Now, how much pixels? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So now we're going to do that again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Now we're going to finish up the sketching, which is kind of tedious, but it's still very important. D. And now let me show you what I sketched. Actually, it's a rectangle. Now you have 18 pixels by 18 pixels. Yeah, I'm not sure you can actually see it, but that's 18 and that's 18, so it's a square. Now, as you know, the square preset is actually rounded, but in this case, that doesn't really matter because the preset, like I said, is rounded, so it's going to be a rounded icon. I just needed to draw a square. If you're a perfectionist, you can actually make it rounded, but that doesn't matter in this case, at least. Well, actually, it doesn't matter at all. Now I'm going to add some details. Now I'm going to draw a circle, which we're going to color in red. And then we're going to do a rounded rectangle on the right. I'm going to show you this just in a minute. Just let me finish it, because it really needs to be finished. Now we're going to color that blue, which you won't see because my equipment, like I said, is not really good for this kind of stuff. So blue, then we're going to add an inset shadow on both. Like I said, inset, that's actually like this, and like this. It doesn't have to be pixel perfect, at least not on a sketch. And yep, I need to see myself what I'm showing you. Basically, this is the circle which is on the top right, and this is the rectangle which is on the top left. You are seeing this mirrored because the webcam actually mirrors the image, but in the real icon they're going to be in the right places. And now, as you can see, there's some darkening here, which is my version of an inside shadow in sketching. Now I can do this much better, but that's not the point here. Now we're going to add a lens, not lance. We're not going to add lances and pierce somebody. We are not ep.2.1, or in Bulgarian, ep, which you can see didn't know is the Titan of the West, also known as the Piercer, because he actually liked to pierce his enemies. And I have no idea why I'm telling you this, but it sounded like cool random trivia. Now we need to make a circle. Now you can use that with a... I forgot how it's the name of the tool that's used to make circles, but you can use it. But in this case, it doesn't need to be pixel perfect, so we're going to make a circle. And then we're going to make another one. And then last one. And then do like this. Then add two smaller circles. And that's basically it. So we now have to recolor stuff. Sorry, I pushed the webcam. So now this is going to be gray. So we're going to color it in a really rude way, gray. Yep, that's just ugly, but it will do the job. This is not an art class after all. So we're going to color the inner circle in dark blue, which we're going to darken with the dark pencil. And now we are going to color the inner one in blue. Now we need this. Now we need this to show this. This will be, yep, sorry, dark blue, and this will be lighter blue. Oh, B, not G, sorry. And this will be light blue and light blue one, which basically indicates different light blue. And that's pretty much it for this icon. It is going to be U the B, which is utterly dark blue. Now I'm going to show you just in case what I've done, which isn't really pretty, but still it's something. So you have the lens here, which is, this is the most outside layer of the lens. This is more of an inside layer, and this is the actual lens. And when this is down, this is going to be a cool, nice fold effect with darker blue bottom, lighter blue bottom, darker blue top, and two light blue, I don't know how to call it, spots on the lens. And the background is going to be some yellowish color. And so now we are going to recreate this in Inkscape. So I have to turn the screen share back on. Screen share. I need to close a window because, like I said, I don't want Chrome to crash again. Perfect. Now we're going to do this. We don't need this one, and we don't need this one again, and we don't need this pictures folder. Oh, yep, we're going in where I keep this. Well, actually, we don't need to go anywhere. We can create this from scratch because it's going to be totally different from a square icon, from the default ADET icon. We're going to open some random icon. By the way, this GIMP icon took a while. It was a long and tedious process of, yeah, I had to make sure the broadcast was still on. Yep, I don't need this one. Now, the anatomy of a square icon. Symbol layer plus the shadow, which for the difference of the circle icon is just 1 pixel to the bottom on the y-axis, because like you see, the inset shadow on the background layer is just to the bottom and not to the bottom right. We have to keep the geometry, and that's just the base plate square, and there's a drop shadow which you won't actually see unless I zoom in, and here's the drop shadow. It's very tiny, very subtle one. So now we're going to delete everything from the symbol layer. And now we are starting to create elements. So we need the first thing, enable grid. Then you do a, which basically needs to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 pixel to the bottom. Oi, 36, not 26. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's on equal space from both ends of the rectangle. and it's going to be red, but that's for later, so it's going to be some random red, doesn't really matter right now. We're going to create a rectangle. Oh, that's way too much. That actually needs to be 6 pixels, and probably much more round like this. Well, that's a bit too much, I guess. 3.5 will do just the job just fine. And that's on 36, so that should go on 36 as well. It's important, you know, to always align them with on the same number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that could go a little bit less than 12, so it has to go. And now, just in case you do the math again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so it's good now. Now we're going to do that. Blue doesn't really matter, like I said, at least not now. And now we're going to create some circles. Just let me see if the Hangout still works, because, yep, thankfully it actually hasn't crashed yet, like it did in the previous time. "24, 24. The sizes and the guidelines are going to be explained next week. Well, I'm not sure if these sizes are actually okay, so edette or idet or whatever it's read in English, yep, these sizes are way too much. 4 is just okay. Okay, so we now have to do this roundness again, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that does need moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this is going to be gray. It doesn't matter, like I said, at least not now which gray, because we're just adding elements. Now we're going to duplicate that, make it 20 pixels, color it very dark, almost violet. Oh yeah, that's something like this. The colors are going to be tweaked later. Oh, okay, that's obviously not enough. Now that's a bit too much, so I guess 18 will do the job. Oh, 14, 15. Yep, that's better. Now we're going to create another circle, which is not going to be 16, it's going to be like 14, which is going to be the light blue. I hate doing the colors right now, but yeah, for the hell of it, I did some. Well, that's actually pretty cool blue. Oh, that's way too much. 17. We can save that now to see if the sizes are okay. Well, they look pretty much okay to me. Now we can move this or not. I guess we can move this wall segment 1 pixel to the bottom, like this. Oh, yep, sorry, I opened another icon. Yep, that's okay. Now we can move this 8. Oh, way too much. 7, and that's going to be 23. Now this is going to be 5 pixels and this 6, but it won't matter that much. As you can see now on smaller size, it does look better. And now we are going to fix the colors, which is extremely tedious. Now I usually start with the background color, which is going to be some pastel-ish orange or more like red, yellow. I don't mean red. Like this. This is the one on the top, so the bottom one could get darker, I guess. Like this. And that does totally suck. Like a lot, so we can make it more yellow, move it more to the like this. Then we go to the bottom, paste, make it lighter. And that could be good enough, at least for now. We can tweak that a bit later on. Now we're going to make that. Just get there. We can make that more orange, like this. We can make that less jarring. Like this. We should make that lighter, and we can probably tint it with some blue. Mind you, you don't tint it much, you tint it a little bit, like this. And now here comes the fun part. We're going to add the extra elements here. We select the, oh, not that one. We select the Bezier tool. We draw a line which we make sure makes the circle crossed in half, so it will be divided in 2 equal semicircles. And as you can see, I made a newbie mistake. We should lower the opacity just to make sure it's actually in 2 equal semicircles, and it obviously isn't, so we're going to move that, and that actually looks like 2 semicircles. So we're going to duplicate this. We're going to move this like here, and then we're going to do the path intersection, I think. Yep. And then we can make that 20% back, for example. Oh no, 20% is a bit too much. We can make it 15. Yep, that's better. Now, as you can see here, there's a gap. That's because Inkscape clipping is imperfect, especially when it comes to circles. So what you're going to do now is manually fix the gap. You select the edit path. Just let me make sure the hangout actually works. Yep, it does. And now you're going to move that. Okay. So it needs to be it's yep. And the gap is still barely visible. And now, as you can see, there's no gap here, which makes me happy. And now you're going to add some bubbles. Oh, yep, as you can see, I actually draw on the wrong layer. We need to make the symbol stick on the symbol layer, which is probably why it's named symbol and not Babatute Kermen. Oh, three, that's, I guess, enough. Now we're going to make it align to grid, so even numbers only, and we're going to make it. First thing you need to do is actually move it below that color and make it some marine blue. Now we're going to move that to the bottom, just so we can duplicate this and make it 2 pixels and align to grid again, like want it like here. So 18, 26, let's see. No, 26 is a bit too much. 25. It actually can go at 25.5. It will look a bit blurred, but we can see that later on. You move that to the top again. And now you save just to see what you've done. And if it actually looks fine, well, it does look quite fine. But as you can see, this on smaller sizes, these two circles need moving. So the circle on the right needs moving to the top, and the circle on the left needs moving to the right. So we move that to the top with 1 pixel. We move that to the right 1 pixel. Now I do realize at bigger size that doesn't look that good, but at smaller size, when it actually matters, it does look good, which is what we aim for. And as you can see, it does look better. Now I'm tempted to actually break the grid and move that at 20.5. Now usually don't break grids like me, but for the hell of it, in this case, it actually looks perfect when the grid is broken. So I'm going to leave it like this. And I don't care that the grid is broken, it actually looks better. So hell, it's going to stay like this. And now we're going to add inset shadows. Now, like I said, the inset shadow here points to the bottom. So the inset shadows on these fragments must point to the bottom too. Now, how an inset shadow is made, that's actually pretty easy. Now, before I do that, I'm going to do the inset shadows right now. So, you duplicate the element on which you want to add the inset shadow, like this. We duplicate it with Ctrl plus D. Now, you make that duplicate, copy black. You duplicate this. You move it 1 pixel to the bottom, or half pixel to the bottom right, or whatever you want to make the inset shadow look like. You make that white, just it will be distinguished from the black. You select both with shift, holding, you select this one, and you hold shift, and you select this one, and then you do path difference, and then you color this 10%. And then you repeat the procedure, duplicate, paint black, duplicate the black, move, paint white, select both. Oh, sorry. But difference 10%. And that's basically it. Now you have inset shadows, which at smaller size will actually look pretty cool. Just let me show you. Yep. You can actually make them 50% or whatever number works. Now this is a process of cherry picking, so actually at 50% they do look better. And now you have to add the shadow. Now I can do the tedious procedure of doing this and duplicating, but that will actually make the icon bigger. So I'm going to show you a trick. Now, the shadow actually needs to be only from the bigger elements. So you need a big circle, which if I duplicate, will cover the small ones. And then you obviously need to duplicate this and this. Then you need to color all black. Make them 10%. Move them 1 pixel to the bottom on the Y-axis only. You touch only the Y. You don't touch the X. And you save that. And I can actually tweak the colors more if I want, but like I said, coloring, no, I didn't say that, but anyways, coloring and a bit more tricks and cool tips will be shown in the next Hangout, which will be next week in Friday, maybe at the same time, maybe later, maybe a bit well, the opposite of later, I forgot. But then again, halfway 6, so I'm not entitled to remember all the things. And that's pretty much it for this couple of Hangouts on Arrow. Oh, they wouldn't have been coupled if the web browser hasn't crashed. And I hope I've teach you some things how to do application icons, at least in Numix style. And watch out for the next week, which is going to be tips and tricks and icons anatomy and stuff like this. Now I'm going to stop the broadcast or broadcast. If I, oh, hide yourself and see you next week. Oh, okay, bye-bye. Oh, I can actually disable the screen share and switch to okay. See you next week with tips and tricks and more icon anatomies and other cool stuff. So bye bye for this week. Okay, I'm even waving. So bye.